Good morning. We are about to go ahead and get started. Happy Monday morning. What do we have? One more week of July, so 2018 is continuing to fly by. Hoping that you all had a fantastic weekend. I know that we spoke on Friday as well. And I was going through Brian Tracy's book this morning, and I was asking, does it make sense for us to do a call on Monday and on Friday? Because I was beginning to think that we were doing too much, that maybe it would be better if we only did once a week. But then he reminded me that the best salespeople, that companies recognize that the best salespeople in their organizations excel because of the amount of training and how seriously they take their training. So with that being said, we will be back here on Friday of this week. So the reason we do it on Monday and Friday is hopefully you guys are selling during the week and on the weekend. I thought about changing it to Thursday, but we've been having good participation on Fridays and Monday, so we're going to keep it the way we are. And it is very likely, it is highly likely that I will be opening up the training calls to everyone. I will probably be posting it on social media for Friday's call, since all we're doing is pretty much going through the Sales Success book, because I want to be able to share the information with as many people as who wants it, who will take advantage of it. Before we get started, Jonita, is there anything that you would like to share this morning? Any comments, questions, concerns before we get started going through the book?
No.
How are you doing? Are you doing well?
Yeah. I just have a few questions. I mean, I can't wait for later on, but since I have you right now,
Okay.
I wanted to know, how does everything works the same with owners financing as, like, just like a mortgage, just like you get a mortgage? Is it the same, or is it something that I shouldn't
So you're
do?
asking about owner financing?
Yeah.
Okay, so that depends. So if you have a buyer, is you do not have the seller. Do you have the buyer or seller? Let me ask that.
Buyer.
Okay, so if you have the buyer, what you want to see is a lot of times the owners will offer owner financing if a couple of things. If it's a large purchase or a large sales price, and the owner would say, well, I'll hold a second mortgage, or I'll offer owner financing for X amount. And in most cases, they do that for buyers who have credit issues. So the rates that buyers charge are going to be pretty much in line or higher than hard money loans. So that's why they do it. You don't see as much owner financing right now. It's not something that you have to steer clear of. The only thing that I would suggest is that you find out what the terms would be upfront, and then take those terms and compare them with um, any estimate or any quote that you would get from a traditional lender. Now, your traditional lender could be from a big box bank, or you can go to a mortgage broker if your buyer has any questions or concerns about credit. So let me ask you, Jonita, why is the buyer considering the owner financing? Will they not qualify for regular financing?
No, the condo that they like, or that they like to purchase, the terms, I was reading the terms, it was saying owner's financing, rent to lease, or and then other terms. And I was just wanting to make sure, that if I was going to call the other agent this morning and ask him what other terms are there.
Okay, before you do that, if you would send me the email number on that property, I would appreciate it. I'll take a look at it as soon as we're done with the call. and then you and I will talk offline about that before we reach out to the other agent.
Perfect.
Anything else right now, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, so just get that email number to me, and then we will, you and I will discuss that offline and have a plan shortly after the call. All right, so chapter 7.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am, my pleasure. Oh, it's saying that I have an unstable internet connection. So let's hope, I hope that you guys can hear me. Okay, I hope that all goes well on the call. So develop competitive advantage. So we're in chapter 7 and 8 of Brian Tracy's Sales Success. One of the best, most practical sales training books that I've ever come across in my 13 years in real estate. And it's not a real estate specific book, as you guys know, but I don't believe that success is specific to any industry. But the foundation and the principles that we find the greats using are pretty much standard and go across the board. So chapter 7 talks about developing competitive advantage. The most important factor in successful selling is the development of a competitive advantage. Differentiation is the key to sales success. And then he talks about a few ways that we can differentiate ourselves and our services in the industry. So if you have a product, he says product or service, but for us in real estate, it's going to be all about our service. So your area of excellence. And what you'll see is that a lot of what Brian Tracy says in this book aligns with what we believe at World Renowned Real Estate. So he'll talk about the 4 pillars of sales. We have the 4 pillars of success. Your area of excellence. Excellence is one of our pillars of success. What is your area of excellence? What does your service offer to a customer that makes it the most desirable choice? The competitive advantage offered by your service or your company is the heart of all your marketing and sales efforts. So individually, as an agent, you need to know what is your competitive advantage. What is your area of excellence? So I know that individually, we each have an area of excellence. And it says here that the competitive advantage offered by your service or your company is the heart of all your marketing and sales efforts. So what are you doing? So I know it says company, but I want each of us as real estate professionals to think of ourselves as our company. So what are you putting behind your marketing and sales? What's at the heart of your marketing and sales? For me, the way that we came with World Renowned, and I'll share this in case some of you may not know, but when I say locally known, globally recognized, that's what's behind our marketing and sales message, sales effort, is the fact that we are local, but we have an international presence, an international footprint. And that's why you hear me talk about so much the international markets to foreign buyers. And you'll understand why as we continue through this second half of 7 and into 8. Unique added value. It is not necessary that you be superior to all of your competitors. It is only necessary that you offer something special, different, and more valuable to the specific customers that you have decided to serve. It is not necessary that you be superior to all of your competitors. It is only necessary that you offer something special, different, and more valuable to the specific customers that you have decided to serve. Almost every product or service has certain advantages that make it a better choice for certain customers. So what makes your service better for certain customers to choose you? And it's going to get into, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but it's going to ask a few questions as far as unique added value. We'll answer those, and then I'll share with you how I chose my target audience, and then what makes my service or our services better for a specific type of buyer. To safely lead your field in a competitive market, your product must be different and superior in at least 4 ways. So he does say different and superior. That's something I want you to think about. We don't want to be different just for the sake of being different. We always want to be better. Different is not good enough. So we need to be superior in a few ways. Right here, he says 4. So 1, your product or service could offer better quality. So quality is one. What's the quality of your service? Now, quality right now in any service industry, the quality of your service will make or break you. Quality is what can and will and should set you apart from the other hundreds of thousands of realtors in your market. Your service could work faster and get better results. Can you help buyers or sellers sell their home faster or easier? Well, here is faster because we have convenience later. Are you getting results faster? Are your days on market faster? Are you getting properties under contract for buyers? Are you getting them into the properties to see them so they can get those offers presented faster? Your product could be cheaper. Now, this is one where I'm not a huge fan of, but he does talk about how you could be superior in 1 of 4 ways. So we've already said it could be better quality, it could work faster, get better results, it could be cheaper. Now, when we start talking about price, it's not always in the price they pay. It could be the price they pay versus the amount of money you either saved them or the amount of money you gained them on the purchase or a sale. So think about that, because if you get them more money, but you're still charging a higher commission, it could still be cheaper when you look at net sheets. Your product could be easier or more convenient. This is a huge one when it comes to the way that we structure our businesses. The way I structure my personal business is that I want to make sure that my service is superior, but it's easier to do business with me. For instance, I'm working with a client right now who's selling around the world. So she cannot always just jump out, get off the boat, come to Miami and look at properties. But I can do a lot of video walkthroughs and send those videos to her via email, via a short link, or via text. So that is how it can be easier and more convenient. Maximize your strengths. Sometimes all you need to win the customer is to be superior in one specific area that the customer considers important. If you cannot write your competitive advantage on the back of a business card, it is quite possible that you do not know what it is. If you can't communicate what your competitive advantage is in a matter of seconds, you may not know what your competitive advantage is. So I have a very specific targeted niche buyer and market. My competitive advantage is that I'm locally known, globally recognized for professionally marketing high-end single-family homes to the world and getting them sold. So if you need to be able to communicate what is the benefit of a client working with you or a customer working with you. What makes your service better and superior, different? So you want to go back and ask right now, is your service, do you have better quality service? Does it work faster or get better results? Is it cheaper? All things equal. And is your product or is your service easier or more convenient for the buyer or seller? These are things that in our industry, why we use things or products such as DocuSign or Form Simplicity with electronic signatures. This is why we like using Dropbox or Google Drive to make sure that we can get information stored easily. Being able to meet our customers anywhere, not always having them come to the office, but meet in safe places such as a Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Panera Bread, those type places. Building relationships with title companies so that you can offer fantastic, superior service, when it comes to the settings or the background, but also do it where it's convenient for your customers. So for my closing on one of my buyers, They live in North Broward. They can't make it down to South Broward in a timely manner to close when we're supposed to. So what we did was I spoke to one of my title companies, and we're actually going to meet at one of my lenders' offices that's closer to where the closing is going to happen. And this lender is not financing the deal, but because of a great relationship, they're going to do that. So think about ways just to make your service better and superior. Develop an effective sales strategy. There are two key words here: effective and strategy. So you need to develop an effective strategy. Strategy means long term. It's a plan. It's an idea. But once you have the idea, on the back of that comes execution. So my best friend Fremo and I, we always say, we have a plan. We got a plan. I got a plan. I got a plan. And then we take a deep breath. Now comes the execution. So that is what differentiates myself. That's what differentiates the great salespeople, if you just look at the leaders in any industry or the leaders in anything, the leaders are the ones who execute. They turn their thoughts into actions faster. So I want you all to think about doing that. So execute, develop an effective sales strategy, and then execute. The 4 pillars of a selling strategy. The 4 pillars of a selling strategy. There are 4 key concepts of a successful selling strategy. The first one is specialization. Specialization. Now, I cannot say this enough. I touched on it last call on Friday. I'm going to touch on it again here. I know in real estate, we see the possibility of a commission check, and we want that commission check. Many of us, they're few and far in between, but specialization is a huge, huge reason. So I'm going to read a few lines here, and then I'm just going to go back to my personal example so you guys can see it's not just something that's in a book. It's something that I practice, that the top real estate professionals practice, that the top salespeople practice. Specialization. You may have many products or services and different sizes, shapes, and ingredients in the items that you sell. To be successful, it is essential that you specialize and sell just one or a few products or services in a superior fashion. You cannot sell everything, so you need to become excellent in selling just a few things. Now, I know that you guys are probably not going to want to hear this from me, but you cannot sell every type of property and be excellent at it. There's no way. Real estate changes so fast. There are so many ins and outs. There are so many, jargon changes, from commercial to residential. So first, I would encourage you to choose one. Choose commercial or residential. Then after that, choose, inside of commercial. Are you going to do restaurants? Are you going to do gas stations? Are you going to do retail leases? Are you going to look at strip malls? Are you, so there are so many there. In residential, are you looking for multifamily? Are you looking for, investment? Are you going to be looking for end user, second home, condos, single family, price points? All of these are things that you need to consider. And the reason I say that is something I practice. You heard when it comes to my value prop or my area for specialization or differentiation is that I professionally market high-end single-family homes to the world and get them sold. That tells you immediately that I do not work with, not that I don't work with, but my area for specialization is not condos. I say that all the time. I am not passionate about condos, but I've already come to terms with that. So people say, Neil, do you worry about the money that you miss not selling condos, the high-end condos? No, I don't. And I've chosen my market for a very specific reason because I like houses. I love yards. I love gates. I love everything about a single-family home. It's hard for me to get passionate about condos. There are price points that I've set in high-end single-family homes to the world. You hear me say, I professionally market high-end single-family homes to the world and get them sold. Now, my value prop or my statement does not say that I work with buyers. So do I work with buyers? Yes, I do, but they aren't my targeted. So what happens is with my area, since I've become excellent in international markets and working with foreign buyers, that is a byproduct that comes off of my intense focus and concentration on selling high-end homes and marketing to the world. So then the buyers come in, but my focus has always been high-end single-family home sellers. That's how specific your niche needs to be in order to succeed. You can also specialize. So besides the type of product or the type of property or the service that you want to provide, you can also specialize in a particular geographical area. So we call it geo farming. So if you want to, choose a zip code or somewhere where you live, that's a great place to start a geographical area. Did I skip? No, okay. The second one is differentiation. Once you have decided on the service in which you will specialize, you need to look around and determine exactly those products who would like to buy from you. So you can differentiate yourself in terms of product knowledge, service, the knowledge of your market area. I'm telling you right now, is one of the greatest opportunities and most underutilized opportunities for you to be a rock star agent. Florida Realtors has a video coming out where I am just sharing and giving out ways that I go into markets that I'm visiting or where I might just be staying for 2 or 3 days. And in a matter of minutes, I have more knowledge, more specialized knowledge on that area than people who have been living there for 15 or 20 years. So you can differentiate yourself in terms of product knowledge, service knowledge. One of the reasons that people buy a product or service is because they are convinced that the salesperson is an expert in that service area. You can also differentiate yourself on the basis of the superiority of your sales skills. That's why we are training with this. That's why I encourage you guys to go through Jeffrey Gitomer's The Sales Bible, because if you can have superior sales skills, that's not always talking about using the presumptive close, doing the assumptive close, any of that, but just making sure that you have skills that you can rely on, that you can fall back to. The better your skills are, the more superior your sales skills are, the better your conversion rates are going to be, which ultimately means the more money you're going to make. Segmentation. So we already have, so the first one was specialization. Differentiation was number 2. Number 3 is segmentation. What market segments or groups of customers can benefit the most from your areas of specialization and differentiation? What are the demographics? What is the customer's age, education, position, level of family formation, and current lifestyle? Analyze the psychographics. That's what we talked about a few weeks ago. The psychographics of your ideal customer. What are the customer's hopes, fears, desires, problems, goals, and aspirations for the future? So you can get all of this information. All of this information is available online for the price points that you want, for the geographical areas that you want. You can know the type of the organization the type of occupation that your specific demographic or segmentation has. So I know that when I was living in zip code 33029, the primary education or the primary occupation there was in the medical field. I know that almost 90% of the people there had at least one child, that they were a married couple with one child. I know that the average education level was a bachelor's degree. So if I know that information, then I can make decisions based upon that information. And you can get all that information offline. And so that will help you with the segmentation. The last one is concentration. This pillar of success requires that you focus single-mindedly on selling your products and services to just those customers who can and will buy and pay the soonest, and who will most appreciate the special features and benefits that your service offers. Focus single-mindedly on selling your services to just those customers who can and will buy and pay the soonest, and who will appreciate the special features and benefits that your service offers. So that means everyone needs a realtor. Everyone needs a realtor. You do not have to be everyone's realtor. So that is something that I am a huge believer in. I am always telling and always saying, okay, I know you need someone, but it does not have to be me. I'm making sure that I'm going after a segmented, targeted audience who can and will buy and who can pay for these sellers. I need someone who's not going to balk and, try to, and I understand that it's part of the negotiation and the desires, but I don't need that. I don't need the price or the commission to be the only final determining factor. Because if I've built everything else in, and if you've built everything else in, then that should be, okay, we see the added value in hiring you. Develop a reputation. And this is the last part of chapter 8. Develop a reputation is huge, because for 13 years I've done this, and I believe, well, it's not me, but my reputation precedes me. And that is for superior service, from the way I dress, from the way I conduct myself with clients, with colleagues, with customers, with industry professionals, with vendors. Your reputation is always going to precede you, good or bad, and that will make or break your business. So make sure that your reputation should be a competitive advantage. And ways that you can improve your reputation is to be seen as an expert. One of the ways to be seen as an expert, this is an added bonus, is to write articles. Get published somehow, somewhere, some way. Miami Agent Magazine is a great place to start. Miami Agent Magazine, if you're in the South Florida area. That's a great place to start. Also contribute on blogs. If you want to do a vlog, a video log, that's a great way. Reach out to Florida Realtors. They're always looking for ideas. They're looking for topics. Use your Facebook, use your social media for ways to publish information so that you can get relevant, valuable, accurate information out, and then people will take notice, and that will help build your reputation as an industry expert. That's going to do it for today's call. On Friday, we're going to be going on chapter 9 is prospect like a professional, and that is a huge one. And then 10 is going to be qualifying your prospects. So you want to prospect like a professional. So I know that we're all in the prospecting business. We will probably do 9, 10, and 11. So we want to prospect like a professional, qualify your prospects, and then 11 is the friendship factor. So that's what we'll be going over on Friday. Until then, I know that, as I said at the beginning of this call, I will probably open up this conference on Friday to, I'll send an invite out on social media for, I think, for the first 100 or for the first 50 that want to get on and participate in the call. So I'm going to encourage you guys to get on this call promptly at 8 o'clock. If the call fills up, then the call fills up. And Jonita, make sure that you send me the email number if you have not already. I don't have my phone right next to me. But other than that, any other questions, comments, or concerns this morning? Going once. Going twice. Hearing none. I want all of you to have a fantastic day. Don't be average. Be world renowned. Do something awesome today. Take care of yourselves. Get better today. Be better today than you were yesterday. And tomorrow, take care of yourself. Love you guys. Bye.